Hi guys, James here. What's up? What's down? What's sideways? Chronic fatigue syndrome. My friend, my enemy, my constant companion. I kind of did that back to front. That's fine. My brain do a thing, but words still come out. So this is like a week 2 kind of recap. I had planned on doing it. I got all excited. I was like, I got this thing to talk about. Like Friday, Saturday, I was like, no, just wait. Sunday came around and I forgot that it was Sunday, but I didn't really, and now it's Monday. So I have started I've started a work contract for the next 24 weeks, and they're 8-hour days, so give or take traffic, they become 9 or 10-hour days, travel and stuff like that. And so 24 weeks. I've done day 1 today. uh, it's good. The work is good. The environment's lovely. So far, so good. No complaints. Just haven't been in an air-conditioned environment like that for quite a long while, and my body's like, you know how you have fair skin? Well, it's drying out. You know how your eyes are? Well, it's dry. Like, my body is weak sometimes. Not weak. Not as adaptable to certain situation. Anyway, so that's interesting. Day 1, and I've got 24 weeks. So it's cool. It's a wonderful opportunity. It's brilliant. There's a part of me that is hoping that I can get through and try and look at all the logistics of it, and I'm doing a bad thing where I've got like, James, it's 24 weeks. Just got to do a week 24 times. Count it down. And then at the end of the 24 weeks, if you need to have a week of sleeping or 6, then do it. Okay, but get through the 24 weeks. So, whatever we use to get ourselves through, that's not damaging to our bodies, overly damaging. But I had a thought last week, and yes, I think sometimes. I had a thought last week, and it kind of struck me because it was really odd. Like, my entire life, I've been on the just survive mindset. And I won't knock it. It's helped me through all of the awful situations, but it's still, I still want to see if there was something better. So I last week I asked myself a new question, and I just, like, as a hypothetical, what if this particular thing? And I'm not gonna say like it's a life-changing change where, oh my goodness, everything fits into place and everything's now easier and rah rah rah. It doesn't, like a lot of things I talk about, it's not necessarily about removing chronic fatigue syndrome, or removing grief, or removing pain, or removing sadness, or removing whatever, but it's the not adding to it. Like, you're already experiencing it. You don't necessarily want to go and build it up and layer and add to it. So, like, well, keeping that in mind, what could I do? And so I tried out this question, and it was so weird. It was so weird. So my question was to myself: if you knew that everything within 2 months, because that's far enough away, if 2 months was going to be better than it is now, would you act differently? And I don't mean, when I say act differently, I don't necessarily mean that, I feel that I'm putting this on at the moment. I feel that I'm putting it on, that it's all in my head, and like all those bad things you hear about. I'm not saying that, but our mood has a really powerful effect on us, our day to day, and how we're feeling. I don't, like, yeah, mood is feeling. I mean, like, You know, if you feel sick and your mood's not good, you could feel sicker without being sicker, you know. So I was like, okay, so in 2 months, if you knew that everything was going to be better, would you act differently? So um, would you worry a little bit less? Would you be able to eat a bit more food? Would you move around a bit more? Would you worry about sleep hoarding less and do a bit more activity? Would you go out and do that thing that you're afraid of doing for whatever reason you're afraid of doing it? So it had all these trail off effects and this like just webbed outwards from there. So that was the initial question, and then the next one was like, what action could I take if I lived in a world where I didn't feel so awful, what action would I take? And there's some things where like, well, you just physically can't do. You know, you got chronic fatigue syndrome, you got fibromyalgia syndrome, you just cannot do. But maybe I don't start something because my mood, I don't feel good, I don't feel well, happy, rah rah rah. So you got the chronic fatigue syndrome, you got the fibromyalgia syndrome sitting over here, but how many things do I not start because I don't feel happy, good, excited, energetic, rah rah rah? I am physically capable of starting it, but I don't because my mood is not there. Okay, so I'll just say instead of saying like, I don't feel good, because I don't feel good could be like, you feel sad or you feel sick. So I'll say like for the mood, you know, you're not in the mood to start something. And this carries over to whether or not you've got chronic fatigue syndrome or fibromyalgia syndrome anyway. Like, how many things do you not start because the mood is not there? Now, you know that they're things you want to do, you know that they're going to be beneficial for you, they know that they're going to improve your current state, if not now, maybe in a week, 2, a month, whatever. How many things are you physically capable of starting, but you don't start because your mood's not there? And that's what I wanted to find out. So, I don't feel good right now. And my mood is also not good right now. I am not good across the board. That doesn't mean that good things aren't happening. That doesn't mean that exciting things aren't happening. That doesn't mean that I am not aware of the beauty and the wonder in the world around us. I'm very aware of that. However, I don't feel good. My mood is not good. And people get trapped in, you know, so they don't feel good health-wise. And their mood is kind of reflects that, and they get trapped in holding on to it as strong as possible. And they don't want to let go of the mood part because the mood and the feel, like their health, entwine. You know, if they adjusted their mood, maybe it diminishes either their own perception or people's perception about how ill they really are. And I've known this for myself. I've seen it in others a lot. You see it so frequently. No one wants to admit to anything good happening. So, a lot of people don't want to admit to good things. They'd rather keep their mood down. Okay. I'm not talking about the toxic positivity. I'm not talking about, you know, my arteries being nicked. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm just like, they want to hold on to that mood. So I wanted to find out, because I know that this is a thing. And so theoretically, because I know, I'm aware of it, I can be more mindful. I should. I would theoretically be doing it less. But I wanted to find out what if I was subconsciously not. And so by asking the question, if you knew that everything was going to be better in 2 months, you know, what would you do differently? Would you act differently? So I can't stop my health. If I'm sick, if I'm in pain, like I can do things to help it, but I can't, if I can't get out of bed, I can't get out of bed. But my mood, what do I not do because of my mood? Okay. And so you can have good moments when you're feeling sad and angry and upset and heartbroken even, and at feeling grief. You can still have good moments. So what things do we not do that we physically could just because of our mood? And that was the question. I thought I'd share that with you guys. And that was the question I started asking myself. And things have popped up. Not like lots of things. It wasn't like a revelation of like, oh my goodness, I could have been doing these 10 things. It just helped put things into slight perspective. And for the last week, I've maybe and I've always done this, but I have maybe been a bit more hesitant to do something like it, and I've started doing just something slight here or there, something different here or there, just to make a change, just so that I can have a look, like, what am I doing, what am I not doing, and I've seen a few improvements. It's just an interesting thought I felt like I'd share. So yeah, ideally we shouldn't let our mood dictate our life. However, it can get quite like that, especially when you're not feeling good, health wise, mentally. When you're not feeling good, it can be hard to take proactive, optimal steps forward. But the fact that you try, I reckon, just round of applause. It's difficult, it's challenging, but I tip my hat to those who give that a go, as opposed to finding more ways of complaining or finding more ways of dragging themselves down or other people down. So just go, you guys. If you've got any questions, please feel free to fire below. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. And for those people who can't read it, my badge said this is not my final form, and I just think that's really appropriate for those who want to become more or do more in their life. So thank you very much for letting me share, guys. Have a good week.